Despite biting cold weather in the US state of Iowa, the 2020 presidential race is heating up. Campaigning by Democratic primary candidates, more than a dozen in all, has switched into high gear ahead of February's Iowa caucuses, the party's first nominating contest ahead of the 2020 presidential election.
This battle is going to be fought in the winter, in the woods, in Iowa and New Hampshire. And the faint-hearted are going to stay home, but not the Yang Gang, am I right?
The campaigning here in Iowa by the various candidates has been intense. That will no doubt be amplified in the coming months as each one looks for some much-needed momentum.
At a local town hall organised by the League of Latin American Citizens, Iowans prepare to question some of the candidates. Former Vice President Joe Biden had been the front runner of this race, but the latest local polls suggest he has now dropped down to fourth place.
Some of the younger ones are coming up to the surface and are really talking about real issues and how they're going to fix these issues. And that is what's bringing the young ones up, and Biden's going down.
The field for the nomination has whittled down slightly in recent weeks. Those polling outside of the top four face a battle to stay relevant.
Things change so quickly these days, more quickly than ever before. So I believe that there's opportunity there for people who want an alternative to, the top 2 or 3 candidates that they're considering right now.
That is a plausible argument, according to David Peterson of Iowa State University.
I would not be comfortable saying that the 4 top-tier candidates right now are going to be the first 4, the top 4 in the caucuses. I think there's a lot of space for growth for a lot of the other candidates as well.
Iowa is a vital race. Only once in the history of the modern Iowa caucuses has someone finished lower than third and gone on to win the party's nomination.
Certainly not necessarily win Iowa. It's important to do better than expected. It's important to do well enough to keep going, to keep having volunteers, to keep getting money, to keep getting media attention.
But the bigger question for Democratic voters is not just who can win the nomination, but who can then go on and win the presidential race.
Can any of them actually beat Donald Trump?
Well, I sure hope so.
For now, for the Democratic hopefuls, it's one race at a time. Dan Williams, CGTN, Des Moines, Iowa.